Hi guys, it's Alston. In this video, we are going to learn about WriterZen. The focus for this video is going to be explaining what this tool does and also going through all the functionalities of the tools to highlight its pros and also limitations which I personally see, and also give you a better sense of idea to see whether this tool is right for you or not. And this is one of the most requested video from the community members and my friends, because everyone wanted me to try it out this product, since they know that SEO and content generation tools are always my favorite. Before going forward, just I wanted to mention that according to my guide on LTD deals, that I never really prefer custom plans. So I asked the questions directly to the founders and they confirm with me, and I'm reading their reply. We design a custom plan for LTD users and will update our website at earliest, but lifetime deal users will be entitled for all the future updates. That's what I got so confident and wanted to give that tool a full try to test it out and recommend it to you guys as well. Without further ado, now let's directly jump into the video. First, what is WriterZen? WriterZen is like a hybrid product between both a keyword research tool and also a content outline or structure generation assistant. It does not help you in rewriting article with AI rewriting function or GPT-3. It merely helps you with plagiarism checker, making your clear outline, as all those kind of stuff. As of now, it might change in the future, but as of now, it's a keyword generation, keyword research, and also content curation or scraping tool. So that is what WriterZen in my view as of now. Now let's directly jump into the actual dashboard of the app so I can start showing it. For example, you can see I have purchased my plan to test it out, and you can see I'm been using it couple of days, 3 days. So I'm going to share that experience with you. Basically, what initial thought for me was that product as a really great user interface. This I need to emphasize it a lot. Initially, for example, as we landed on this page, it's really simple to get started. For example, they have categorized in an orderly way in a wizard, and also you have the options to a different sections of the tools also here, and it's really eye pleasing. And always UI is not the most important when it comes to tools like this, but having a good UI really helps out our productivity and also make the tool much more likable. So let me go through some of this so you can get an idea. First, I'm not going to go in this order, but let me go by one in this section. First, let me go into the topic discovery. Topic discovery is a tool which they have created to get a better understanding of whatever the target topic you are going to write about it. As you can see, it shows what is the language and limitation according to my plan, and also this is the area where you will start entering a topic to get ideas, and you can see the history of what are the things I have done here. So first, let me do one quick thing. I'm going to insert a topic which I'm going to write about it. Let's say in this case, web hosting, since I'm preparing an in-depth guide on that. So web hosting, and here you choose whatever the country you want. For example, you can search any of this and you can see the country, but it's currently missing both city-wise data like in get keywords and global volume. For example, it's currently based on different countries, but let's say for example you want global where all the country data is focused, but that option is not available currently. It's available on both get keywords, other tools I use, Ahref, it's available, but in this tool you are focused for one particular country. So choose the country and languages they are supported. For example, let me scroll down a bit so you can see all the languages which is currently supported within this, and you can see all these are the ones which is supported. But to keep it simple, I'm going to click on English and let me click on search, and I'm showing everything in real time. So the data also showing here. For example, it shows number of how many topics it discovered. Topics are really good to sectionize your content into different logical groups or creating separate contents for different topical groups. So the ideology will be different, and you will be provided with options something like relevancy, which translate to how focused you want your topics to be. For example, if I click on closely, and you can see the number of topic discovered reduces to 38. What does that mean is that out of all the topics found, these are the most accurate for the target topic you entered. So if you go a step above to medium, now we see 56, which is a mediumly associated. If you want to get just, even if it does not directly relevant to me, but I just want to figure out all the different topics which I can touch upon it, choose widely, and you will see the number significantly increase with 100 topics. And I will advise you to keep on widely, because it presents you with more opportunities for you can test it out and get the idea. And this is really a good feature. For example, for me, this exists within brand overflow also, which I quite like on this topic clusters. So many words are there for topic cluster, keyword grouping, keywords, topic grouping, but all these means the same thing, where it groups keywords in a logical component, and you have the option now to order these groups by either relevancy to your seed keyword which you entered, or you want to group it with the search volume of the total. You can see it provides the search volume. And also you have two different display option, which is, first one is the pretty much similar to a data table, but if you click on it, now you get an hierarchical visualized way of seeing it. Let me quickly show what it will look like in case if you prefer this, but I will prefer the other one. Basically, it gives you the root domain, root seed keyword, and whenever you click on something, it will pop up here with the other details. I will explain these details in the other format, but just to remember that you have this kind of a visualized option as well. Now let me go into every single one on seeing what it is done. For example, you can start away with exploring with this topic. If you click here, and if I click on any of this topic, for example, let me do this because it has good search volume and it's a generic keyword I want to target. And if I click on show ideas, now it will pop up me with a bit more details on this particular topic. First, it will show me what are the headlines I could possibly consider for this topical section. For example, you can see the relevancy also mapped out, and I generally found many of these headlines which comes up here is really accurate. For example, for this example, it's fastest web hosting. And when I put that into the component, you can see the data, something like fastest WordPress hosting, fastest web hosting services, the 7 fastest web hosting services, server speed results, all this. So you can see it's a logical one, and I like the most is that they give this external link. So for example, I really like this and I want to see what is they have written. You click on here, now it will open up in a new tab for this actual article, and you can see the data here. And also you have this plus option where this is you can do keyword research. You can find keywords in multiple places within this particular SaaS solution. But if you want to keep it in a centralized database, rather than exporting everything or copy pasting everything, you have the option to create a brand new a keyword list within the application itself. For example, I can create something like web hosting keywords, and I just can click on add, and it will add this keyword also into that list for me to go back and choose on that. And I can keep on adding more. For example, this case I'm going to choose existing, and I'm going to keep on adding. So those options as well. And if we see to the right hand side, there we see Google Suggest Insight, where they provide much more insights data which collected from Google on multiple different ways. One you see the all where it shows all the different variants of different ideas inside for this. So you can start having a subsection will really help in this case. For example, if you're going to talk about article on fastest web hosting, you could ideally have separate sections within your article to talk about various topics which might be relevant from here, which can increases the in-depth for your content. And if I go into different section, now it will only filter out and show only the relevant one. First, questions, it's easy to understand. These are question kind of insights. Preposition, where by adding a keyword with the main keyword, it shows all the different option. Comparison is like a versus keyword, or just comparing two different entities and showing that. You get the idea. Add to list option from here as well. And if I just scroll down a bit, now I am seeing related to Google searches. These are the related searches items you will see whenever you make any searches on Google. You will see those data here, but I wish they would have added a plus icon here to add to list. Currently that is currently missing out on that. So that is how you just keep on going into different sections, and you can see these are marked as super relevant. And if I go into that, I can see for all the different of this topic in order to get the idea. So that is how the topic module works. You can get a different topic clusteration idea. And also if you are looking for their official tutorial, you have the option to see it from here. So now let me go into the next section, which is the content creator. And this is also a simple, easy enough to explain, where you start creating content based on your competitors and your content curation process. Let me show you by an example itself. I'm going to put let's say for example, web hosting guides, something like that, just for sake of it. And here also you have the option to choose a country rather than global or city wise. They provide country wise options. You choose whichever the country you want, and these are the language which is currently supported for it, so you can get an idea on it. Tamil is also included. That's interesting, I didn't realize that. Basically you choose the language and you give the project name. Now I'm going to create a brand new project. Here now I'm it shows different projects which I have between this content creator. And if I see that it's asking me to include a seed keyword, in this case how to choose best web hosting. This will be ideally, you need to provide whatever the main keyword you want to target. And these are just for sake of understanding what this project is about. I'm just going to put my name and just priority for the organization capacity. I didn't check much into this. I didn't go much into that because it was not interesting for me. But if you are managing different articles, different team people, then these might make sense for you. I'm just going to go guide article and just going to click on add. And now what it will do is it will start collecting data. For example, you can see identifying competitors, where we can't see what is happening on backend, but ideally I think it goes out with my primary keyword and starting collecting data from the top ranking web pages and analyzing their data, categorizing the data and everything. I'm going to leave this in the real time itself. I'm not going to stop it because I want to see how fast it works for you. And now it's segmenting keyword, and we end up with a screen like this, where you see it is a step-by-step process, where for example phrase or other tools which of my favorite, you can know outranking, phrase, market muse, all these tools I use. And here what they have tried to do is they have created a step-by-step 3 process structure, where first you create the outline which you want to use. Second step, you choose which keywords you want to include. Third step is the content writing process. Let's go by one, and also you have the option to have a view at the official tutorial. Basically, this section is divided into 2 sections. One shows the in-depth competition analysis on these, and the other one provides a bit more overview option to control your content structure and also create your own outline, and you can see a bit more Google suggests inside. Let me go by one. First, this is a nice quick tip they use to show where it show based on the pages which is checked on the top ranking website, shows what is the percentage of content on the first pages are article. The higher the percentage, the better the article. What does this mean by that is, in SEO space, the keywords range from anywhere from informational to commercial keywords. Some of the keywords we call it as commercial intent keyword or transactional keyword or just any sort of keywords where generally Google does not bring in any articles for the top results. It can be just product pages, e-commerce listing, or definition, videos, pictures, because that search intent is different. So if you're planning to write an article for a keyword, generally it is a good idea to get this as much as you want in a bigger number, because that means that obviously the competition will be high, because it does not take in competition factor, but just brings in the total word count and see whether that most of the pages which are ranking correctly now, is it because of the content, a number of words available on each pages. The main reason I suspect that this percentage is 38, and even though it is a just very informational keyword, is I think because YouTube is ranking, and you can see that it does not take in video description for that YouTube video. It just takes brings in word count, but that is bit inaccurate. That is the reason I think it is bit low. And also couple of other stuff also, because the Google domain, because of the authority itself, it's ranking. So even if they don't have enough words, you will see this thing. So this is a good indicator, but do not always fully trust or focus, do something based on this. Have a look at it manually also and figure it out whether this is something you want to move forward. And also, if you want to anytime, just go into this. If you don't know, for me, I know from just looking at the website that this is a particular product, this is particular website. But if you are in a different space, choose this one and open up in a new tab, and you go out and look through it and see this. And also it shows the last updated. I'm not sure how accurate this is, because it pretty sure that it's not accurate at today, but it shows that word count, shows the word count and recommended on what is the recommended percentage. And if I click on show all competitor, you can see it takes around 20 different competitors and makes this as an assumption here. And also you have the option, for example, sometimes what happens is when you're doing any keyword research or content planning search, usually you would see top results like Amazon, Wikipedia, Walmart pages, and most of the time this ranks a lot. But we know that when we are doing a competitor analysis, these pages do not mean that much importance, because the main reason these pages are ranking on the top position is just because of the sheer amount of the domain authority. So even if you're writing a fully long tail keyword which does not have direct meaning to this, these pages will still rank to higher. So if you want, you can exclude any of this by just clicking on this, and you can do, and here I can, if I want, I can put this also here, but I won't do that because it is also an article piece. And you can exclude multiple domains within this report, so you can get a better understanding. So that is how this will show like. And what the next step is, if you click on any of this, now it will show a brief description and outline. For example, it does not work all the time. For example, I'm just getting one title here. Let me see this, and you can see different titles are now showing. It's not fully accurate. It's like hit and miss on how the web page is structured. Basically, in my testing, basically what this does is it will give you a base description and also outline it could find out from this. So what you can do is, if you hover over whatever the outline it find, now it will show some kind of a highlight feature. What happens is, when you click on any of this, it will start adding those into this outline builder, so you can go forward and building the outline. You can just click on it. Don't worry if it's H2, I'll show you how to convert it to H2, H3 and all these things. The main concept behind it, you open up all the different one and choose whichever the outline which you really like. And for YouTube, you can see no data is showing here, which should show the description at least, even if there's no outline. And just click on whichever the one you want, and if some reason you're not sure, open up in a new tab and see the outlines which is available manually, and you can add it manually also here. So you just pick up all this stuff from here. The second suggested one is that it also tries to bring people also ask questions related to our main keyword, which is, we know that it's really questions which are targeting users pain points. So when we want to write something, we need to make sure that we are satisfying the user pain points, and these will make really good subsections of fake within our article. So you can add these also as you want. So that is the side left side of the screen for the first step. Now you have this content structure overall summary, where it shows you just select whether you want to check based on words or character. I recommend to keep that as word to keep the process simplified. And you just can drag and drag this sidebar thingy, and what happens is, as you drag, you can see this percentage just getting better and better. What it shows is, if I want to be better than for 88 percentages of competitor which is ranking on this particular page, just based on the content, how much content they have created, then I need to create at least 3154 words. So it gives us a basic idea to figure out how much content should I write. If I go here, it shows for to rank or to write better than 74% of competitor, I need to write this much. And you can also manually tune out this process as you want, but this just shows suggested on how many headings, paragraph, image. My personal advice, don't put too much focus into this, and try to have something like 80% or 85% when you are planning to write out, because if you are new and to get an additional boost of benefit, do this and just keep writing on that and add sections when it makes sense. Here you just enter the title you want to create. In this case, I'm just copy pasting this, and you can add the description also here if you want. I'm just going to do description just for ease description. Let me keep it that. Here's what where you configure your body outline, where you can see everything is H2 because I just clicked on something and brought it here. And if you click on this edit, you can obviously edit this stuff. And the cool thing is, now you click on any of this and this option will activate, where let's say for example I want this as a H3 to this one. So what happens is, I click on any of this and click on this one indent, and it makes that heading into H3. If I click it again, it goes into H4. If I click on again, it goes into bullet point. And if I take it back, I make it something like a H3 again. So like that you can reorganize it, and also you can drag and drop also this possible like different location. You can do that. Click on any and make H3 again as you want. You can also make some of the keyword. For example, I add something like bullet point 1. I want to talk about it. Let's do bullet point 2 and do that. And what did I do? That's a bug, I think. Bullet point 1, that's done. Bullet point 2, let's see. Okay, this time work. I am not sure what I did. Now click on this, and if you click on this, now we have turned these into bullet points rather than testing. So that is how they have designed in a way to give you control over what you want to have H2, what you want to have different section, and based on that you can start doing it. Let me make this as a bullet point again, and you can add your own outline also from here. So that is the initial step, the first step of this process, where you create outlines to use. Now click on save, and you move on to the keywords. Now you plan on what are the keywords you want to include within the article. For example, you can see it shows two different tabs. One is based on the competitor keywords, and two is based on the opportunity keywords. Basically, it shows each keywords and tells you that how many times this keywords has been used and how many times it has been used in heading. The reason why this is important is it is really vital to know that when you are writing, always make sure that you take these words or phrase which is being used a lot and it's coming from the pages which is already ranking, to include in your article in a sensible way where it adds use value to the user and touch upon it to have a much more in-depth article which will help you to boost ranking and try to rank for related keywords also. So it shows all the different one, and you can also customize as you use it. Suggests based on the data it collecting, but if you want to use it for couple of time extra, you can do that and it will help you. And also it shows us the volume, it shows the relevancy, and also it gives me the option to add from here itself, and you can see it shows how many times I need to use on each of these sections on this. Now I can do all these things. I can keep on adding all the different stuff, and you can see it just the list is keep on getting bigger and bigger. I can do that and start adding all the different keywords. Basically, you don't need to include every single keyword which is available. For example, customer support, if you don't see it as relevant, you can skip it. So whatever the keyword you want to add, you can just simply add based on that. There is no competition metrics or competition is involved here. It just shows you volume and relevancy. Based on that, you can add it to the data. So those are the competitor keywords if you want, and if you click on this, it will show on how each of this keyword is used within that content piece itself. For example, this let me pick something bigger so I can show a much better example. And if we can see that it's been used in 7 different headings, you can see how it been used, and it shows a nice really interface on shows the title, URL, and how it been used, and shows the title, URL, how it is used. And also it shows it's used in 77 times in paragraph, and gives you an idea on how it been used, so you can get an idea on when should you talk about, how should you talk about all those stuff. It just helps you with the brainstorming process on whether this is something important for me or not. You can also obviously open up this in new tab to figure out those processes as well. Now I'm just going to ignore that. I'm going into the opportunity keywords, where it gives you a different keywords based on your actual keywords on their database. They use Google keyword advert keyword data, and also suggest API. I asked them and they confirmed it. So these are bringing the data from here, and for this it does not give me an expanded section because these are related. So based on that, I can add it from here also, and it should have added here and shows how many times I want to include. For example, in this case, if I make any edits and make it 3, and now I click on this, and it should add that. You can see it's marked it that I should use it 3 times. So you have the control over these things, but don't worry too much on this page. Just go forward the other stuff. But there is an option where you can include your own keyword, but that does not make much sense. But I really like this import from list. For example, why this is my favorite is, let's say for example you use a different tool, different keyword research tool, or your SEO guys provide the keyword research tool list. Then you come here and you just import a file of list of keyword research tools which you keywords you generated from other tools, or if you have a list you want to include all the keywords which I have in that particular list into that content, you can do that also. For example, if you remember earlier in this video, I added two different keywords to my list. As soon as I clicked on it, now it brings those keywords into this place, so I can make sure that these keywords also satisfy that content as well. So that is how you choose the keywords you want to include in this step. Now the final process is save and begin content writing, where you get a WYSIWYG editor with an option. For example, I can add a note, start seeing it, and create a share link. If you want, you can share this link with someone else, like a writer, and you have the different option. Basic, you will already know about all these things via various options and everything. You can see, just I'm scrolling through all the menu item here, and you just start writing here, and you can see it shows a brief analysis on what is the content rating right now, words, headings, paragraph, and you see it shows the problems like what I need to do. Obviously it's going to bring errors for everything because I haven't written a single thing. And also there is a new features coming out soon where existing URL. So let's say, for example, you have already written something, you want to optimize it, there will be an option. I saw it in the community tab here in the community, but it is coming soon. But currently, as of right now, you just need to copy paste those stuff to get this stuff, and gives you a nice pointers here, and it shows the outline for whichever I created. For example, I can copy the outline to this section, and you can start writing from here. Keywords also same cases, where you can start writing from based on this web hosting is good, just based on that you can do that. And you can see I can start highlighting the keywords as I write. For example, I wrote server web hosting, and it automatically checks with the keywords which I am using and shows that I have used it one time, and it gives you a visual interpretation also. So based on that, for example, this one, it shows how many time I have used. Out of 5 I have used 8 times. It shows the total number of usage and everything. Not fully perfect, not a lot of different options are available, but it gives you a basic outline and keyword to include with the tips on what are the things you need to do. Not full capability is there, but you can see a basic on-page optimization, optimized content creator is available here. I would essentially would love to see more component like sentiment analysis, keyword density, and related keyword sections, questions and answer, all these different sections in this module to get a much more better when I write this stuff. So these options are available, and always once you've started writing, and also you have the full screen option to view it in full screen. And if once you have written something, you can always do a plagiarism check here, and you can see it will consume credits based on your plan. So that is the reason you are seeing this. And when you click on confirm, now it should check for plagiarism. Obviously it's going to bring a lot of plagiarism for me because I haven't written a single thing here. And you can see that plagiarism check in process. I asked the reason how the limitation for the plagiarism. They mentioned it's 4,000 not 4,000 5,000 words or 40,000 characters per article. So you just know the plagiarism, it showed 14%. If I go into the report, and you can see that this is the plagiarism report I'm getting. For some reason it brought content as unique, just because I think I picked keywords in different articles it shows, and it took everything as a single sentence. I think you can see that's the reason it should showing that it's unique, but ideally it should have just told that these are copied or something like that, just for that. And you can see I can set up the scrutiny level to when I make it high, now it shows that your content as high level plagiarism. So that is a good thing to note. Now it highlights everything that these are copied obviously, and this is what I would love to see in this kind of plagiarism. Don't keep it on low OI because it might not give you much more accurate detail. I'm probably going to use it in I because it shows the correct way that only 13% is unique, which is the thing I wrote like bullet point 1 and bullet point 2, and other than that everything is copied, which is perfect and it works really good. It shows unique plagiarism, total number of words, and also sources also reported for every section. For example, I really like the fact they didn't take one single sentence and try to do a plagiarism, but they break up different chunks of the text and do a plagiarism check on that. And you can see where are the things which is marked down. You can get the source report and everything. And content is also like, it shows the content itself, it shows the result here. So that is how the plagiarism works within from the content creator, and also obviously that is how it work on this tool also. So I explained that section of the tools also inside this section itself. So if I close down and you can see you do the plagiarism, now you have the option to go back to change, make any changes to outline, or export this doc into either HTML or doc, or just click on done. So you can see it is saved. I can come back to another time. For example, let me go back to the content creator, and you can see that this particular guide has been now saved. If I go into that, it shows that how many articles I have within this particular project, and percentage pending, done article, all the stage, and writer's name, deadline. This all really helps you to manage different articles within different projects under single dashboard. That's what we can see from here. We can add a new article, we can go back to editing these articles, go into the article to continue. For example, this close button is not working. If I go into any of this article, I just can keep on continuing. I can go back to any of the step again to see what are the other options and everything, and you can get an idea based on that. So that is how the content creator process works on this tool. Now let's take a look into the keyword explorer, which will be one of the most used to section for most of you guys. And you can see I have been started testing this product so long, and just first let me give you a brief idea. This section is divided into two different components. One is keyword, and another one is domain. Where keyword, where you provide a seed keyword and brings out keyword explorer from here, and domain is where you provide a domain inside this and it brings you relevant. I did see some issues where it does not bring really good data from the domain. Let's see. For example, I'm just going to put one of the biggest one and see what kind of data I'm getting for this. Let me see whether I can spell this correctly to make sure that it is really correct. Okay, that is good. And put here, I'll choose the country and click on search. Now it should bring keywords which are ranking that have pages from Amazon, and you can see this is what I was talking about. When I entered that, rather than showing all the keywords which is coming from Amazon but ranking for generic keywords like let's say for example best treadmill Amazon, best treadmill reviews, best treadmill, Amazon do rank for all these kind of pages. The generic keyword, the keyword will have no association with the brand name Amazon or something like that. Then just you go and type something like treadmill, best treadmill, or any kind of thing, Amazon have a huge organic ranking database. But if you see here, it does not bring me any keywords like this. It only brings keywords which have some Amazon product associated with it, or the word, the brand name. So that is a huge negative factor for me in the keyword. Ideally, I would love to see any ranking keywords for that particular domain into this. So wanted to mention that this is a finding I found, and also I found others also looking mentioning that. Hopefully this will get fixed for me to truly make use of the domain section of keyword explorer. So just I wanted to highlight that. Now let us see the keyword section of it. How it works is you enter one of your primary or seed keyword in this particular year. Let's say, for example, I'm just going to go with our example for this video itself, best web hosting guide, something like that. I want to have this, and you choose the country here, and you have two different options where if you want from the get-go get the all-in title, you can turn it on. What all-in title means is it is one of the competition criteria we use when it comes to measuring the competition in keyword field. It's not all of them, it's just one of core metric where it will go out and see how many web pages in the internet in the Google database contains this actual web hosting guide in their title. That is what all in title search parameter means. What that implies is the number of web pages who actually target this entire keyword with their title, obviously trying to rank for that particular keyword or created a content which focus on that particular keyword, which generally means that it is a competitor for that keyword. So when you get an idea from that, it will give you an okayish idea on what is the competition level is going to be like. So you can turn it off here, but I don't recommend to turn it off here. I'll show you how I would use it. And also you can start clustering keyword here. Also I don't recommend using this here because it will group the keyword, and these two functions consume your credits separately. Why I don't recommend using it here is because you are just entering the root keyword without any filters, without any identifying on intent, and even you are not sure whether this is the keyword you really want to go after. So if you enable it from the get-go itself, you will be wasting your credit analyzing all the unneeded keywords or all the keywords which you don't want to target also. What I would do is I would turn these off this stage and just go and search based on the country I want, and you will end up section where here, for example, it just shows the search volume, like what is the search volume for the keyword which I entered. Obviously I should have given a better keyword here. Let me go back and change so I can have a keyword which gets some search volume to show best web hosting. I think this will be much better. Let's see. This is much better explanation demo. For example, it shows the search volume showing that what is the search volume for the last month, average of 12 month, highest and lowest. Why this is it have different values is like not every search volume will remain same throughout the year. There are different demands, there are seasonal keywords, all these different components comes into play. And also most of the keyword does not most of the tool data source does not give you an exact value. These are more of like a prediction estimation based on the past history data, and you can see that is the reason which is differs. And also this particular data is also shown in a graph manner also from here. So you can see it shows that highest was 5,400, and you can see that, and you can see 3,600 is the lowest, and we can see that also from here. It just gives you an idea, and this is really important. If you see only couple of big bars and other all are very small, that is a clear indication that it's a seasonal keyword. Or if you see really high bar and just keeps on dropping to the last section, then it ideally means is that it might be a seasonal keyword, or the demand for that search is just decreasing throughout the year. So that is what search volume shows. CPC shows that what is the keyword difficulty based on key AdWords, content, traffic, signal. I don't use this much a lot because it is good for the initial impression on just understanding the value behind this keyword, but I can't get in depth info based on this to make any assumption on that. So that is what CPC shows, and this is what the feature which I really like, where it gives me a direct SERP overview of this keyword which I entered. It shows what are the ranking pages, and it brings data from Ahref rank, which is really good, and most data which is I'm not sure where it is, domain rating. So it brings in Ahref data right now. I'm not sure whether this is Ahref or most, but if I go into that, it shows the rank of this particular website, and if I click on here, it gives me much more in depth, which I really like. For example, it shows the Ahref rank, total backlink, domain, keyword, organic traffic value, and thing. Just for the fact you need to understand it, it shows the overall backlink count, and not just for this particular web pages itself. For example, you can see it shows 93 million backlink. If I go over here, you can see that is a total backlink for their entire website, not just for the single page which we really want to see. For example, the ranking differs for the number of backlinks you have for each single web page rather than the entire domain itself. So ideally, I would have loved to see that existing the backlink for this particular web page, so I can make better decisions based on that. But it currently shows that every value into this, so it shows the overall potential for the domain. The reason I don't put too much emphasis on all these backlinks for entire domain is because even if there's a big site ranking on Google, but a small site with a lower domain authority can rank higher for certain long tail, certain keyword based on the content depth, and also the based on the backlinks for that particular web pages on that. So the overall domain power plays a role, but still some lower based site can rank higher than them based on the individual web page capability. So that is what it shows here. It's really good they show Ahref, but I would appreciate if they bring more relevant data also from here. It shows the ranking domain, referring domain, unique domain, and it's also for the entire website, and also URL authority. This is actually a good factor because it shows the current URL authority for this web page, and this is a factor which is focusing on that particular web page itself. For example, I can see this as 13 URL authority. I'm not sure why, because it's the home page, and if I go into that, it shows 28. Now I can get much better understanding based on that to understand the power for that URL authority. And domain authority also shows as a bulk way of thing, and if I click on it, it shows hour over it, and it will give I'm opened up that in a new tab. It will give top 10 results based on that. If I slightly go down, I have the now option for keyword ideas, like what is the total number of keywords ideas which is currently available within this tool. This is a good section, so I can quickly get based on this. I have over 2037 keywords ideas from just one single keyword, and within that it shows keyword idea, phrase match, having symptoms. All these data are shown here. I'll explain when I'm looking into that. And total search volume is based out for all these 2037 keywords. What is the total number of searches based on that? It shows based on for all this you have a total potential of this search volume. Now if I go down, now we came into the meat part of this tool, where most of the data is located here. For example, we have three different sections: keyword data, insights, and clusters. And I haven't used cluster feature here, that's why there is no data. If I want to activate, I can do. I'm not going to do it here. Basically what happens in keyword data is it shows four different sections. One is the total, which means all the data in one place. Phrase match, where keywords having kind of like a phrase and match for that particular keyword. This generally will have all the keywords, but you will end up with another word or another couple of words with end of the word or beginning having the same term, when that keyword generally not in the right order but as all the same terms within a keyword. Also as is also we can refer it as LSI keyword or related keywords, or people who are searching for this keyword generally looking into other keywords like this also. So in this sake, I'm just going to keep on total. You have different options here. One, you have the include option to make sure that I only want to include keywords which contain this. For example, I'm currently in 2037. I'm going to put web and enter, and based on that it should reflect that. And if I do the exclude, it will show based on this. I don't, for example, I see couple of terms with free. Let's say for example I don't want to target any keywords which say free, and I click on apply. Now goes into free. One minor adjustment I would love to see in here, that is rather than just basic free where it takes in or, I would have see and. So for example, I don't want to see keywords which is contain free and 2020, then I want to remove it. Currently it works like if it contains free or 2020, remove those keywords. This keyword should go away now, and you can see it has gone. And you can also control the volume here. For example, I only want to see keywords which are above than 50 searches a month. I can do that. And CPC, I can control it here. I don't want to focus on any keywords which has less than $1. Word count, I don't want to target any keywords which is less than 5 in this case, let's say for example. And I have a couple of more like that. ESP is one of their unique algorithm to show like estimator sales per keyword or something like that, where it will show that focused on just a logical equation based on that. I'm not totally sure on that. You can read about it. I don't use this kind of filters which I don't personally have a control over it or understand it fully. Basically these functions will help you to get a quick idea brainstorming. If you have thousands of keyword and you're just looking for some profitable ones, you can turn this on and see what data it brings up, and turn it off and see what data it brings up. I'm not going to use it. And also you want to see keywords whether it's trending or not. All those options are available. And you can see now we have the option to export these data like 78 keywords out of 2037 keywords. We now only have 78 keywords which is matching our criteria. Now I can add these keywords into a list. For example, I'm going to create, and let's say best web hosting keywords, and now I have ended up with 78. This is the reason I didn't use all in title or topic clusteration on the initial get-go, because if I had used the all in title at that stage, I would have used 2037 credits, and also all the keywords are not relevant to me. Now when I use all in title or the topic clusteration credits, I will be only using for the keywords which I really want to focus on. So 78, and I'm just going to save that into that. And you can see this option is available where you can have different location, and also you can highlight and remove keywords which you don't want to see, the columns you don't want to see, you can take it off, those options as well. And trend data is also shown here, and you can go into in depth on each one. And if you click on any of this article keywords, now you presented with a bigger picture where it shows the total keyword difficulty. Just remember, it's not based on all the factors. Like for keyword density to be accurately accurate, in my personal view, it should take on-page factors, backlinks, content depth, and also a few more other factors also into play. That is how we can measure average keyword density, and it shows these values also. But I would love to see average keyword difficulty section here. That will be much more helpful for me. And search volume, maybe get the trend data for search volume and the current ranking pages for this, so I can go out and do a bit more in-depth these things. Really like the user interface and how they present the data here. Looking forward for the more data depth also into this particular module. So in that, I'm stopping at keyword data. I'm not going to look into insight much because it is really simple. You can see how it shows the insight, and we can see what, and it provides the data for that, just to give you a visual ideas on all the different things available. You can also do this and sort by different stuff here, and it also differentiated between that. Now to show clusters and insight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another tool within the process, which is keyword importer. If I go into keyword importer and I'm going to import the keyword first, I think do I have the option to bring it? Yeah, I do have the option to bring the keywords from my existing list. I don't have to leave the page. And if I go into the import list, I have the best web hosting keyword, and it automatically brought in my all the 78 keywords which I got. And also you can see there is a limitation of 3,000 keywords per project. And let me click on web hosting. Best web hosting, I guess. Web hosting, this is the keyword I want to go for, and choose the location and the language. I'm going to click on add, and this is happening in real time, where it collects data for all the 78 keywords which I just have imported into this module. So you can bring it and you can see all the data which is coming through here. It just the same layout as the keyword explorer, but rather than generating any keywords for this and showing the data for that, now it's showing the data based on everything which I have done here. Now this is the cool thing, we have already looked up on all this functionality, but when I click on all in title, now it's asking I have this much credit, do I want to use this much credit to get the data? Let me confirm it. Now you can see these two activated, where now in real time it's going out and trying to figure out all in title, like which of the web pages on the how many web pages on the internet contains the exact same keywords within their web page title, and will bring out this data. Probably I will keep this video in real time so you can get an idea. So sorry, I think it's going to take 9 minutes. In that case, I'm not going to waste. Let me show you another module which I have already run so you can get an idea. You can see I have tried a different keyword, and now it shows the all in title on what is it all in title, how many web pages contain the exact one. Generally two ways you can use it. One, you can use this to identify the total competition of users which are using this particular keyword into the web page, which means there is a profitable reason, because so many people are going after this particular keyword, which means the profitability will be also high. And also if you found generally like informational keyword and you find so many people are using that in all in title, then it's more a content based topic, so you can get an idea on that. And also if you find a lot of all in title, that is also mean that keyword is going to be too much competition. It's not fully accurate metric, as I mentioned, that you need to focus on all the different aspects to understand the real competition of the keyword, like on-page factors, backlinks, content depth, and all the other factors. But this just give you a brief understanding that if you see that the cheap domain hosting is as 19,400 web pages are talking about in their title exactly, then means that it's going to be a really tough keywords to crack out. And also if you go down and start seeing low amount of all in title, then the exact keyword is not used, so you can do a bit more research and see whether this is a really good keyword to go after, and based on the search you can make a decision on that. You can also filter it. KGR is their unique formula, I would say. If I click on it, you can see how they calculate KGR, which is all in title divided by search volume and class ratio, on like dividing whether this is a top level keyword or medium value keyword or high competition. Basically this formula is designed in a way, if you find any KGR value below 30, that generally means that you have found a keyword which is has a great potential, at the same time lower amount of competition, not accurately based, but the generic idea to find some profitability keyword. For example, let me filter out like this. And this is another bug, I found it out when I was testing also. I hoped this was fixed, but still not. Or just it's fixed. I think this is okay. We see as some zero uh, KGR also, but we are not seeing that when I sort it. I hopefully this is just a temporary bug and that get fixed. And if I go, I can see one. These are generally really good long tail keywords to go after if you found these things. So I would highly recommend to this to sort it out by the lowest one and make sure to check out those keywords if you want to focus long tail. If it just a quick hack which I basically use right now is, if it don't work, I just export everything into a Excel sheet and I use auto filters within Excel sheet to get the data right now. And also it shows the PPC competition on whether it's a medium, high, low, all this thing. PPC competition usually you can use to identify the profitability of the keyword and also see how many competitors are willing to go for that keyword, which shows the profitability. And also low does not mean that the keyword is not profitable. For example, that keyword might not be profitable for someone, but still it will be really good keyword for you and for you to make sense of using that into your content pieces. So that is what it shows here. Now if I go into the content cluster and let me activate content cluster, now it will sorry, I should have activated for the 78 keywords. Let me go into that because this section has a lot of keywords. And if I activate this content structure, it will bring out and organize all these 78 keywords within a content cluster, like a keyword grouping, so you can get an understanding on how the group is organized, which is a logical keywords to focus on one content piece, or whenever you are doing any content optimization focus to bring out and focus on this particular. I don't think I can show this also. For some reason it's showing 34 minutes. This is a mistake on my part, guys. I thought I had created a content cluster. Okay, this has created it. Basically it shows the similar to topic idea section we showed. Now it based on whatever the keyword we provided, it shows all the different cluster. I can click on it to get much better depth and related keywords. All these things are possible from here. This is also a really great tool to get long tail keywords found out all these things. For example, in this case I'm just going to put 100 minimum volume and I want to have a word count of 5 or more, and you can see I can find a really good long tail keywords for this. And if I click on any of this, and here I can see a in-depth option on what is the trend data look like and overview of SERPs, so we can get an idea of the competitors also. So that is how the keyword exporter work. I have covered the plagiarism checker, I have covered keyword explorer, content creator, topic discovery and everything. I hope this turned out to be an in-depth advanced training, and think personally I really like how the keyword the tool is structured and all the different components available, and there are overlapping features if you own other tools. For me, if I own brand overflow, there is overlapping with topic clusteration. If I own get keywords, I have the option overlapping with other tools. But just from a single standpoint, this tool is really good for keyword research, although it's missing some vital components like the full accurate keyword search volume, average search volume, keyword search volume, which mostly currently it takes by all in title and few factor. But for me to personally to have a much more accurate average value, I would love to see what backlinks, on page optimization score, content depth, all this takes in place to get the average volume. And also I would love to see within the all the different keywords itself, I want to see a column with the average. So based on that I can go and do the in-depth rather than choosing one then doing the in-depth process. So that is something I would love to see in future. And also I would love to just keep on increasing the data stability point of view. Currently they are using Ahref, which is really good data, but I'm not sure how long or what is the plan for that, because Ahref is really expensive data point since it is really accurate when it comes to pages URL, and I would love to see those data in much more sensible places rather than just giving us overview data, but for the page level analysis also I would love to see those data as well. Content creator is really a good structured way of creating outline, creating topic, keywords and everything. I really like the fact they allow, similar to outranking, importing our own keywords to optimize the content based on that. But I would love to see more modules when we are writing content, writing with, let's say for example, sentimental analysis, conversational point of view, and also much more on page optimization factors when I writing that. So that is my overall review and training of this. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know and I will answer back with you. And also if you have any doubts or anything, just let me know and we'll figure it out. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video and have a great day. Cheers.